Hey folks, this is Wasim. I just wanted to show you this project I've been working on. This is the Azure Static Web Apps local emulator. So obviously the purpose of this project is to provide developers with an emulator that they could use to run their app locally and debug it or try local authentication. So the project lives on GitHub. It's already public. You can check it out there. And the high-level architecture of the project is the following. So we have the reverse proxy that forwards the request to the right component. So for API calls, these requests would be forwarded to the local Azure function application that it's running on the local machine. And actually the Static Web Apps emulator is responsible of spinning on that emulator for you. So this could be any Azure function application written in any supported technology, so not just Node.js. And then all the authentication requests are forwarded to the local authentication emulator, which is part of this project. And I just need to mention that the authentication emulator implementation is based on my interpretation of how the Azure Static Web Apps authentication flow works. In fact, I had to reverse engineer the workflow in order to understand how the workflow works actually, and then implement the emulator based on that. So the actual implementation of Azure Static Web Apps authentication flow might be completely different. However, we have the same end results, and the local emulator is also using the same cookies and the same providers and identity servers. And then all the other requests are forwarded to the local static server that is responsible of serving our static content, obviously. So next, in order to use the emulator locally, you need to install it from npm and then cd into an existing Azure Static Web Apps project. And what I mean by an Azure Static Web project is a project that contains the GitHub workflow file that is created by Azure Static Web Apps, because the local emulator actually reads that file for configuration. For instance, the app artifact folder or the API location folder. So here I have a simple example. I'm using John Papa's workshop, and here is the Vue.js version of that workshop. And I'm running the swa command, which is the Azure Static Web App emulator, and providing a couple of flags. Next, I can see that my app is up and running, and I also have all the products showing up, which means that my API is running also. I can check it out using the DevTools. Yep, so I got all my products from the Azure Function emulator. I can also edit some entries just to make sure that other HTTP methods are working as well. Next, I have this other project, which is an Angular app that is using an API written in Rust and compiled to WebAssembly and then served through a Node.js API, thanks to Azure Functions. So same process, running this swa command inside the project, and I'm also providing an extra command here, which is --build, which tells the emulator to build my app before running it. So this emulates the npm install command and the npm run build command that RX runs on as part of my GitHub pipeline. And as you can see, my app is up and running. The other example I want to show you is an app that's using authentication. Next, my app is running locally, and I can check the authentication by clicking on login. So this app is using GitHub, the GitHub provider, to log me in using my GitHub credentials, and then get some extra information about my GitHub profile. So as you can see, the login process went through the local auth emulator and then forwarded me to my profile. However, there are no routes configured for this app, so this is why you're seeing the 404 page. And actually, this has been fixed in the latest version of the local emulator. So if we run the app again, just to make sure that the fallback route configuration has been taken into account. So this time I'm just skipping nice UI and getting all the logs. And as you can see, when I try to log in, I get logged and then forward to my profile page. And I have all my information from GitHub. Alright, that's all folks. Thank you so much, and please let me know if you want to try it out and if you want to collaborate on the project, or just let me know what you think.